Today marks 1 month since a Calhoun County man last communicated with anyone, and there are no signs of where 54-year-old Mark Reisberg could be.
Yes, that's right. His last known location, his home just outside of Linton, where his family says he left his phone and his wallet before his disappearance. Tonight, as Bo Bowman reports, the family is hoping for any information to help find their loved one.
This is Mark Reisberg's last known location, his home just outside of Linton, where his family says he left his phone and his wallet before disappearing.
It's not like him. He would never ever go missing. He would never miss work. Something's wrong. We need to do something.
Mary Brown is Reisberg's sister. She says his employer, Essentia in Linton, reported her brother missing on November 1st. The Calhoun County Sheriff says Reisberg's last known contact with anyone can be traced back to October 28th. Brown says while her brother's phone and wallet were found in his house, his tan PT Cruiser is gone.
Somebody may have come to the door during the night and needed help, and of course Mark's going to help anybody. I thought maybe he went out to help somebody, and I just don't understand why we can't find him or his car.
This comes as a search is underway for 53-year-old David Schultz of Wall Lake in neighboring Sac County. He's been missing for more than a week now. Brown says it's frustrating to see all the people and tools being used to find Schultz. She thinks the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office needs to do more to find her brother.
You know, you can't be serious. I said, tell the truth, we'll probably find him in a bottom of a pond in a few years. Like, just no compassion. Like, are you kidding me?
Calhoun County Sheriff Pat Riley wasn't available for an on-camera interview, but told KCCI he believes Reisberg may have left voluntarily, and there is no evidence indicating anything criminal may have happened to him. Sheriff Riley also said there is no reason to believe the disappearances of Mark Reisberg and David Schultz are connected, despite only 15 miles separating them. Brown says she appreciates the investigation, but still hopes they can find out what happened.
I'm sure they're doing what they feel is right, but I just wish we can do more.
If you have any information about Reisberg's whereabouts or have seen his tan PT Cruiser, you're asked to call the Calhoun County Sheriff.
And as Bo had mentioned, the search also continues for David Schultz of Sac County. As of right now, KTIV has no new details on his current search, but we'll keep you updated as more are released.